Hi folks, it's been a while. Let's do a video. Right, well, as you probably know, my videos have been pretty scarce, pretty few and far between over the last month or so. And the reason for that, as you probably know, that I've had this blinking virus or whatever. I had it for about 2 weeks. I had the cough for about 2 weeks, and it was laying on my chest. I waited for another week, then I went to the doctors to get some antibiotics, 7-day course. They never did anything. And now I'm into my 4th week. And I've had a few feedback off of some people all over the world, actually, to be honest with you. And some people in America have said, yeah, they got exactly the same thing, even far as Australia. So this thing is global, this sort of coughing and respiratory sort of problem. Antibiotics don't touch it, and everyone sort of said it runs about for a month. What is these viruses? You never used to get these years ago. I don't know what they are, but anyway, and there's no sign of it on the news. And yet you might find someone say, oh, someone's got something in a country, 2 people or 3 people have developed something, and they call it a pandemic. And I find it very strange that everyone's got this and it's not even mentioned on the news and telling you the best way to probably look after yourself or treat yourself. Anyway, I'm into my 4th week now. I'm getting over it now, and it's my birthday next week, by the way, as well. I'll be 53. But I thought I'd get out here now and do a video. It's nice and mild now. And I still have jobs to finish off down Jimmy's unit. And one of the jobs I was starting to do, and again I come up against a problem, was, you might remember the big doors that we open up. Well, I was going to put some wheels at the bottom, some sort of jockey wheels, just to take the weight of the doors and the pressure off the hinges and to stop the large doors sagging. And anyway, I started to make up these brackets here, as you can probably see. Only some basic welding skills, which I've now possibly got. Not very good, as you can see, but the plan is to get these casters, and let's have a look here. These will sit sort of on the bottom of the door like that, which can swivel obviously as you open and shut the door. I needed to bring the bracket out this far because obviously when the wheel swivels, that's going to be fixed to the actual door panel itself, as you can see. So that's the reason why to come out this far. And all I've got to do now is to put some strengthening diagonal pieces this way, and this will be fixed to the outer side of the door on the actual sheet itself. So obviously when you open and shut the door, it's got the facility to be able to, the wheel to rotate as the door arcs open, sort of thing. And so I'm hoping this is going to just take the weight off the door anyway. And yeah, that's the plan anyway. So what I wanted to do obviously was weld up. I've got one which I've welded up there, as you can probably see, and I've got this one which is all in pieces at the moment. But the problem I had, I think I've said this before about my welder. Now I'm not a welder, as you know, and I don't use my welder all that often, but it has these little gas bottles attached to it. Now I don't really know how long these are supposed to last, because it says this is a big 110 litre capacity, and I've put new, well, I've got loads of these gas bottles, as you can probably see. These 2 are empty. These are about £15 each here in the UK from Machine Mark, and it's the argon mix with the CO2 mix. And basically I'm losing gas and the bottles are emptying. You can't hear anything hissing out. And as I say, for example, I was welding this up and it had plenty of gas on the trigger, and I had to go in to do something. I went in, I think I went in to make a cup of tea, and when I come out I went to start welding again and the gas had completely gone. So somewhere down the line it must be leaking, because this is a very expensive way for me to do it. And I've heard other people who use these, like me, not very often, and they reckon these little bottles can last sort of 5 to 6 months, obviously depending how much you use them. But I'm talking about little small jobs like this. I can do a little small job like this, finish that one, and if I left the bottle in and connected, the next time I come to use it, the whole thing would have emptied. So that's the problem I've got. I've gone out and bought another brand new bottle now just to try and fit these brackets on. But even what I was doing was, I was at the stage where I was actually disconnecting. I bought a new regulator first of all. That was the first thing I tried. The only cheap ones on eBay. That may even be leaking still. I don't know. Now, as I say, I don't know whether it's because these aren't lasting very long because they're small bottles, whether there is a leak So that's why it'd be handy if any of you lot have got one of these sort of. Well, I've got a Clarke T135 Turbo MIG, which you've probably seen in quite a few of my videos. And if you do like little jobs like this, maybe once every 2 weeks or once every month, for example. And how long do these bottles last if I'm using it to that sort of capability? I don't know. Let me know anyway. So what I've got to do first is to check my welder and find out exactly where the problem may lie. So we're going to just pull this up on the table now, the welder. I'll take the side off it and I'll show you what I've actually replaced. And I'm going to have to probably obviously mix some soapy water up and do a leak test on it. So let's have a look at that now. Right, well here it is. As you can see, it's a Clarke MIG 135 TE turbo welder. And I've had this a few years, and it's only since the transit van that I've really started to use it, and I've literally gone through loads and loads of bottles of this stuff, which I don't think I should have done, even though the transit was quite a big job. But what we've actually got here, sitting on the back here, is this bottle, which it just slides into a holder. Let me show you. So as you can see there, you've got this, just a Jubilee clip basically, which just holds your bottle in place. And then you've got this little valve here, which, this is, as I say, this is a replacement valve here, which literally just screws onto the top of your bottle, and that's how basically it just stays in situ. Out of that, you've got this little plastic tube which comes in down there. If I open up the side door, but it comes in along the top there, and then this goes along and round into the top of the feeder mechanism there, and then it travels down your hose and into your clamp, and it is activated by this little clip here. So what I'm basically going to do first is just undo these screws in the handle and show you where it actually terminates. Now again, I mean, I'm no expert at the end of the day, but Machine Mart did tell me that they do a service where you can send it away, or they can send it away. I basically take this down to them and they can send it away for £25 to get it checked out properly. And I thought, well, I can do that myself rather than you just send it away. All I can do is basically just check the leaks, the joints for any leaks with some soapy water, and basically save myself £25. There we go. So just lift that off of there like that. And as you can probably see there, that's the inside. That's the electrical connection there, obviously. And underneath it, you've got the little push clip there. This is obviously where the switch mechanism activates everything. So that just pops out of there and goes back into there like that. But what I should do now is, if I just connect the bottle up, get some soapy water, just put around here, because it's this little switch mechanism in this head here which allows the gas to flow. So this is obviously a point which could be leaking. So I'm just going to get some soapy water, connect the gas bottle up, and then we'll check this out. Right, okay, just connected the bottle back up. I'm just going to open this valve up now. Right, I've opened that fully up. And if I hold the trigger here, as you can probably hear that. So that is gassed up and it's working by that little switch. And I can't hear anything else, so hopefully if I just give this a little soak with some soapy water, maybe see some bubbles. Right, there's nothing there. No, there's no bubbles there leaking out. So I'm happy with that. Let's try at the valve end. And I've given that a good soak in now, and if there was any leaks there, you'd see bubbles start to appear, and I can't see anything there either. Oh, is that a leak? Hold on. Can you see the bubble forming up there? Look. If I pop it, watch. There we go, can you see it? Yeah, so that's the leak, it's coming out of that joint now. Now, that's interesting, that, as I say, because that would explain why I'm losing my gas anyway. And there you go, that seems like I found the problem. As you can see, there's plenty of gas in that bottle, it's brand new. But Machine Mart wanted £25 to send this away for them to basically find that. So, little trick there for you, as I say, if you've got a similar sort of problem and you're losing gas, or you think you're losing gas, just use the old soapy water trick, bit of fairy liquid in a jar of water, and then go around all the joints, and hopefully that's it. So this, now literally you've got to push that in, and it just pulls out. Look, that's that little collet pushes in, and it pulls the tube out. So that's the valve off. What I'm going to need to do now is to actually buy a whole new hose now, I think. So I'm going to go down the shops now and sort that one out. We'll leave that for the minute. And let's just have a little look around what we're still doing there. More of an update video this. Right, let's have a look at what I've got left here. As you can see, I've fitted the one side of the hub for the Reliant Regal axle. And I've still got the other side to do, so that's ready to go back on. I've got the brake shoes for that, that's just a matter of doing that. Now once I've actually done that and that's back in all together, that's ready to be fitted to the chassis. And I've had quite a few people say to me, when are you doing the next Reliant video? Obviously for the reasons of not being well and that. Someone says I'm always ill. I'm not always ill. I've been ill 3 times. I've had this or a cold or a virus or whatever over the last year. I had a look on the calendar because I write it down sort of thing. Plus I've had a bad back as well, so that's another thing as well. But these viruses, we're surrounded by grandchildren all the time. Grandchildren go to nurseries, the kids pick up things from other kids, and when you're close and cuddling your kids, you're normally in someone's face, and that's how you get these sort of things, especially when you've got more people around you. Just like public transport as well. If you go on public transport a lot, you'll always find yourself picking up stuff more than the regular person. And also, I used to work in hospitals when I was an electrician many years ago, and you find yourself picking up stuff in there because hospitals are predominantly hot places, and then you're going from hot to cold all the time, hot to cold, and that again has an effect on bacteria and viruses and stuff like that. But that is another story. I'm not going to do a rant video. Jimmy's doing very well in his unit. He's getting more and more work, even though before Christmas, which we didn't expect, I thought it'd be very, very quiet. He's done quite a few jobs at the moment, and he's got loads of work possibly lined up for after Christmas. Obviously, people want to save their money to enjoy their Christmas period, then they're going to get their stuff done. And he's had loads and loads of contacts. Facebook has been great for him, to be honest with you. So if any of you there are not using the power of Facebook or putting yourself out in groups there, or you've got no presence on Facebook whatsoever, always handy having a Facebook page, because it's a way of reaching local people, and that in turn brings in your income if that's what you rely on, as opposed to the old ways of advertising where you used to have to write an article, put it in the local paper for a week and hope for the best. Basically everything that Jimmy does is put on there and people can see and judge for themselves, because he's had people look at the pictures of the works that he's done on there, and as a result of that they've then got in contact with him, because it's more personal than just an advert in a paper, for example, or a leaflet or whatever, even though we've got leaflets or whatever as well. So most of our stuff's come through Facebook. Great resource if you're using it the right way. I know there's people on Facebook who like to put pictures of their dinners on there and their furniture if they get a new piece of furniture. These are people who living their life on Facebook. We don't actually do that. I only put my videos up there to probably try and grow my channel, and obviously to try and get my channel out there. Again, same sort of thing. But anyway, that's that. So yeah, I've slowly got all my tools back from Jimmy's unit, because I had tools scattered over everywhere, basically, when we was down there rebuilding stuff and making the spray booth and all that. Spray booth's working great. As I say, Gary's put the seals between the doors now. The last thing we've got to do is, as I say, put these jockey wheels on, and I'll carry on making these brackets up, and you'll probably see them fitted. We've changed about 2 lots of filters at the moment with the work he's been doing. So the booth's working as it should do. It's a negative air pressure booth, and that is perfect. Jimmy's now got the gas bottles for the heater that was actually supplied in the unit, and we've used that, switched that on a few times, but there's a possibility we could duct that into the booth to have a heated booth as well. That could be very handy as well. So that's something we're looking into as well. Anyway, I'm going to carry on with this. I'm going to have to go out now. I'm going to put brand new hose all the way through again. So hopefully you'll see a few more videos from me now. We'll try and get things moving now. I want to get the Reliant working. I want to get the Reliant on its wheels now, the chassis on its wheels. And then I've got to make a decision whether I'm going to work on the engine next, or maybe pull the body out, stand it up on them trestles out the front, and start working on that. I know a lot of you want to see the bodywork being worked on, but we'll see how we go. It's right on top of Christmas. I'm not going to probably be doing too much for Christmas. Next week's my birthday, so again, just keep watching anyway. Keep subscribing. I've dropped down on subscribers recently. It's probably because I've not been putting the videos out, and my own fault, I suppose you could say. But if you do get an opportunity to share my videos, please do that. It gives me the incentive to carry on making them, because it's so easy when you haven't done one for a while. It's so easy just to say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. Whereas before I was in the habit of doing like 2 or 3 a week basically, and you do get into the habit of doing it. Get me back into the habit again, start pushing them about. Anyway, I'll see you again in the next video. This is just a little update vid really. Bye for now.